Hi, this will be two short little videos on completing the alternative legs for the cool crafting animals, and one of them that uses this is Clementine the cat. And how her legs are finished are there is a button hidden on the inside to create a hinge, so that when her legs are attached they will turn, they will swivel. So it's just a different method of putting on the legs, and this is useful because the construction of the body is different. You have the white chest piece and you have two main colour back pieces, so there's a difference in construction. If you didn't like this particular type of construction, if it made you a little bit anxious, you could quite easily, as you do with the attaching the arms, use two good sized buttons. Now, not huge buttons, but two good sized buttons, and sew through from side to side. But the first thing to do is actually to complete the legs. And most important is that you make sure you have the legs facing in opposite directions when we come to complete them. Okay, we don't want her to have two legs on her body facing the one way that she can't swivel. So the easiest way I do that is I lay them down so that they're lying in this direction here. I have stitched up the leg, both sides, and I've left about an inch or so at the top here, into which now I'm going to pop, and I've stuffed the leg all the way up as well, and I am going to use these little covered buttons. Okay, these are what you would normally use. I'll just come up a little bit closer to them there, and it has a raised edge on one side that just pops on to the outside of the button and give it a good, oh sorry, wrong way around. The other side, the raised side is down, and you give it just a little squeeze and that will pop into place, and that's nice and secure. If you got the ready-made kit from Cool Crafting, you get the pin and everything in it, but you can use a little safety pin. So now, noting the legs, and we want them to sit at the same level, so I'm going to pin mine in at this stage, and I want the little shank of the button to face in the centre. So catch it in there, pop the pin through that it goes through the shank, and this is important because you can't, so just catch the safety pin through the shank and just check that it's approximately the same. I think I could come down a little bit on this one. Approximately the same level, so that the two legs will, she won't have one leg, she won't be like peg leg. And there we go. It's easy to miss that little shank. So you just got to make sure the pin catches through the shank, and there it is there. Now to complete the leg, stuffing, but this at this stage now use small pieces of stuffing, and I usually use something like my purple thang or a little lolly stick, a small, you know, there are the little stirrers, the coffee stirrers that you get, and just stuff. And the reason I'm using this purple thang at this stage is I want some of the stuffing to actually go around the button, just to create a little bit of a border around it, and it will work its way around that. Complete your sewing all the way around. When you have a little bit left on this side here, about 3/4 of an inch or so, add another little extra bit of stuffing. Add another little extra bit of stuffing, but don't overstuff it. Don't overstuff it. So I've left that. It's not too firm, but it will lie nice and flat against the side of the cat, or whichever of the little creatures that you're doing this particular. Just to double check, make sure the buttons are lying opposite ways so that your little creature, their legs will swing correctly. Don't overstuff it. Use something like a stirrer or the purple thang and a little bit of the stuffing. As you stitch it up, just encourage a little bit of the stuffing around the button. What that's doing is just going to reduce the friction of the button against the edge of the felt. So I leave you to that, and when we come back in a couple of minutes, I'll get this done. we will be looking at actually attaching it using the elastic that comes from with the kit from Cool Crafting, and just a few ways of popping that together. Okay, see you soon.